Shalom, shalom, and welcome. Welcome to White Road's family. My name is Symmanayah, and I truly believe that Yahuah and Yahusha are one. I am compelled to believe that we will learn and understand the full dynamics of how to recognize Yahuah as Yahusha. For indeed, by doing so, we recognize the plan of restoration of life, the plan that the Almighty Yahuah established to bring us back into the fold. The 144,000 in great multitude will indeed be recognized. We are going through a refining and discipline process, but the 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes mentioned in Revelation 7 chapter will emerge, along with a great multitude consisting of Hebrews or Abrahym and Gentiles together, who are made one by Yahusha Mashyach. Together we will indeed represent, once the fulfillment up to 144,000, we will come under one banner. That banner will be Yashar'al, made one by Yahusha Mashyach. There is much work ahead of us. But before I continue, my brothers and sisters, there is something I must do. The information contained on this channel is for individuals who believe they are drawn by the Almighty Creator Yahuah to Yahusha Mashyach. The content presented addresses end-time realities, instructions, and warnings. End times are here, and there are three things to accept that are promised by the Almighty Creator. 1, being discipline. 2, vengeance. And 3, wrath. Please be advised, this site is not intended for children under 16 years of age due to its content and to be compliant with specific rules and regulations. By continuing forward, you agree to hold Symmanayah harmless of any influence and or actions that arise as a result of watching, listening, and reviewing the content presented. The views expressed do not reflect the owners, management, and or shareholders of this media platform. With that said, my brothers and sisters, again, I welcome you to White Road's family. I want to tell you, this is a revised recording. I recognize there was some audio malfunction with the previous one. So you see the word revised, meaning that this is being revised and will be re-uploaded. This segment of White Road's family is the 13th installment. I want to bring your attention to the words proclaim, announce, speak. As end times ramp up, my brothers and sisters, it is critical that we pray without ceasing, not only speaking to the Almighty Father in Yahusha's name, but listening to his response, discerning when he responds through us, to us, one towards another, and as well as directly to our spirit. Yashar'al, consider these words. It is important that we understand why, in order to please the Almighty Father, there must be belief. We must begin to recognize that he will reveal things to us, and we will be able to see, hear, and listen to the voice of the Almighty Father. In the name of Yahusha, we will hear, we will discern, we will believe, and we will physically see, hear, and physically listen as he directs our footsteps in the coming of days. Yashar'al, I am here to tell you once again and proclaim that there will be movement. Movement comes, my brothers and sisters. There will be a great convergence where east meet west along what is known as the international date line. That is the end of the scroll of life, physical life, in terms of its spreading. And I am compelled to believe that the Almighty Father Yahuah has presented to me that like a scroll, he will close it up. And man will begin to witness the ring of fire light up in a phenomenal way. It will not just be a little island here or a shoreline there. We will see the ring of fire light up immensely at the hand of the Almighty Father, who is actually a consuming fire, spiritually and literally, my brothers and sisters. During these end times, the spirit of the consuming fire of Yahuah will stir and well up within us. as he refined and disciplined us, as judgment is executed amongst the house of Yashar'al. We will face discipline. We will be refined. We will know what it is to be perfected, to complete the tasks that are ahead, O Yashar'al. Movement comes. Pray and watch. I proclaim, I announce to you, begin to watch the ring of fire light up immensely. Begin to watch volcanoes erupt. Begin to watch as meteor showers begin to bombard the ring of fire and the coastlines along the ring of fire, where we see the east meet west, and start from the ring of fire to the east of the international date line. We will begin to see fires, meteor showers, volcanic activity, forcing man to migrate eastward. And we will see fire, volcanic activity, and meteor showers and more begin to force man that on the other side of the international date line and begin to force them westward. It will be bringing them back to the region where it all began. You see, my brothers and sisters, if you search the scriptures, there's proof that the Garden of Eden was in the northeast quadrant of Africa, the continent Africa, which is currently known as the Middle East. And there is physical proof that the final battle will be in proximity to the valley of Megiddo. Many people will say Megiddo is where the battle of Armageddon. They say that they gathered there before marching against the set-apart one. It is my belief, my brothers and sisters, that the Almighty Father have revealed to me that the wicked nations at one point will gather in the valley of Megiddo and begin to march towards the set-apart mountain, the true Mount Sinai, the region where those who was gathered from the four corners of the earth will reside as they await the physical return of Yahusha Mashyach. We will watch like a scroll, forced movement, forced migration. If you doubt this, my brothers and sisters, I've mentioned this often. Take a map, a globe, and begin to put an X on the areas that are uninhabitable or that are decaying rapidly. And you will begin to see that at some point, there's no mention of the West Coast. At some point, there's no mention of other areas except the area known commonly right now as the Middle East. Pray and watch. There will be the greatest convergence from the ring of fire to the promised land, a return to the region where life began. My brothers and sisters, movement comes. Let me read the following. Since the movement is taking us to the promised land, let me share a couple of tidbits, a couple of things regarding the promised land, O Yashar'al. It is a promise to Abraham. Before his name became Abraham, his name was Abram. Let me read Genesis 12, 1 through 3. It reads as follows. And Yahuwah said to Abram, go yourself outside your land, from your relatives and from your father's house, to a land which I show you. And I shall make you a great nation and bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I shall bless those who bless you, and curse him who curse you. And in you all, the clans of the earth shall be blessed. My brothers and sisters, a promise to Abraham by the Almighty Father. Let me also read this, my brothers and sisters. Genesis 15th chapter, verses 18 through 21. It says, on the same day Yahuwah made a covenant to Abram, saying, I have given this land to your seed from the river of Mitzrayim. Some will say the river of Egypt. It's talking about the Nile River, what's commonly known right now as the Nile River, to the great river Euphrates. So between the Nile River and the Euphrates, we see that the Most High described the promised land. I will not read verses 19 through 21, for my point that I want to drive home is the borders to the promised land are between Euphrates and the Nile River, or the river of Egypt, which is also Mitzrayim. My brothers and sisters, it's important that we recognize The gathering from the four corners of the earth will indeed involve heading back to the promised land. I believe the central point of that mass gathering, it will be a remnant. And let me say this, and I've said it before on more than one occasions. My brothers and sisters, I inquired of the Most High to understand how can it be a remnant and a great multitude. You see, when we read scriptures, if they appear to contradict, if they appear to conflict, let us ask the question is, how can they hold hands? How can they complement or build upon one another? How can they agree? And I believe the Spirit of the Almighty Father, in the name of Yahusha, my teacher, said to me that it will be millions gathered from the four corners of the earth. It will be a great multitude. However, when you compare that great multitude, when you compare those millions to well over 7.2 billion people on the planet, you get a fraction. You get a number that's less than a whole. You get a percentage. You get a remnant, my brothers and sisters. With that said, the set apart mountain, Mount Sinai. You know, the scriptures talk about the things that are hidden shall be revealed. And in this last decade, I believe it happened within this last decade, the true Mount Sinai was made known. It is the mountain that's known as Jabal al-Lawz, situated in the northwest quadrant of Saudi Arabia. My brothers and sisters, Mount Sinai, the true Mount Sinai, is significant. And I believe where the Most High gave Musha or Moshe the 10 Commandments, when he first carved them in stones and then made Musha rewrite them after he had destroyed the tablets. I believe Mount Sinai is significant to the gathering from the four corners of the earth. Visit Exodus 19th chapter. It speaks on Mount Sinai. My brothers and sisters, we have a place to go. We have a destination. So I ask you, have you given this consideration? Have you given it thought? The question might be in many individuals' minds may be what to expect. There must be leadership. And there will be leadership. There will be movement. There will be structure. There will be intermittent transitioning as we migrate to the exit points of our prospective landmass or countries before boarding ships and heading towards the promised land. I believe that the exit point in the Western Hemisphere is indeed the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I believe there will be a massive gathering of which man never imagined. And we will see those chosen, anointed by the Almighty Father, to lead and guide as movement come, as structure take shape. There are living orders, my brothers and sisters, that demand and require obedience. You see, for so many years, we have heard individuals teach or preach and say, if we're going to have unity, if, and maybe this, and maybe that, and if this and that. I say to you, O Yashar'al, I proclaim to you, there are living orders. I announce to you, I speak to you, O set apart nation. There are living orders that will be obeyed. The Almighty Father will bring us to the point where we fall on our knees and cry out, Abba Father, what do you want from me? What is expected of me? What must I do to please you? Pray and watch. End times will bring about the most extreme of humbling times, where we will put these earthen vessels in check and we will obey. We will recognize that in living orders, obedience comes. There will be movement, my brothers and sisters. Are you ready? Are you ready to face the movement that's ahead? My brothers and sisters, what to expect? There will be those who will discern, whose spirit will be stirred, who will be compelled to begin moving now. Some have towards the exit points. Some have went beyond the exit points and went right over to Israel, the geographic land, thinking that this is the time. Maybe it was for some. Maybe they were called to echo the sentiments of the Almighty Father. and maybe some went prematurely. Time will prove one way or another. But know this, the largest of numbers are yet to return to the promised land. And I believe we will return in mass numbers, my brothers and sisters. I believe that soon and very soon, the two witnesses of Revelation will emerge. There will be elders, counselors, and leaders who will confirm their ministry, who will confirm their arrival. And I believe that national leaders and international leaders, world leaders, will come to recognize that the living presence of the Almighty Father is indeed working through those who he has tasked with delivering the message of let my people go. Say it's the Almighty Father. I believe he will deliver those messages to all the platforms that are necessary to hear the words, let my people go, saith the Almighty Yahuah. And I believe that they will indeed yield and contribute towards the return of true Hebrews, Abrahym, along with Gentiles who are made one by Yahusha Mashyach. Yes, my brothers and sisters, we must recognize nationality. We must recognize race. How then can we say Hebrews and Gentiles made one if we can't identify Hebrew or Gentile, or Abrahym or Goym? We must be able to identify such. How then can Revelation 7 chapter be fulfilled if we cannot identify? But don't stop there, my brothers and sisters. Many individuals have become so excited that we are the chosen ones of the Almighty Father Yahuah, that we are the true Hebrews, that we are Abrahym, that we stop there. We must not stop there. We must recognize that the inward man, the spirit of a man, has no race. It's neither Hebrew nor Gentile. The spirit of a man is a living entity created by the Almighty Father, made one with the Almighty Father through Yahusha Mashyach. And there is where we do not recognize Hebrew or Gentile, Hebrew or Greek, Abrahym or Goym. It is the spirit. So many people are stopping at these earthen vessels, not realizing we must go beyond that. As movement comes, there will come structure. There will come living orders, my brothers and sisters. I cannot stress it enough. Remember, living set-apart orders from the Almighty Father, they will come, my brothers and sisters. They will come. Can I be a little vain? No, I probably shouldn't. Forgive me. Forgive me sincerely, my brothers and sisters. But let me just say this. We will learn how not to allow the weight of our egos and pride get in the way. We will learn that there are no retakes, there are no rewind buttons. We will grow to begin to recognize the need to identify processes and details that are a requirement for the coming together of 144,000 in great multitude. Processes and details as discipline and refinement rise up before us, my brothers and sisters. I proclaim, O Yashar'al, there will be those who will begin to move and speak the need for others to move and join us. I am currently in the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I transitioned from the Midwest as I believe I was ordered some years back. And I believe that there are those who will hear these warnings and be as the foolish maidens and stay in areas that's in the footprint of widespread destruction and death. I believe there are those who will be caught in congestion and say, I believe now, I believe. And find that there's too much congestion in the railways. The highways will be at a gridlock. Chaos and civil unrest will be at an all-time high. Are you going to learn how to discern and believe? Or will you wait for the proof and evidence and get caught in the congestion, the rioting? And I believe there are those who will be ordered to be in the midst of the widespread destruction that is coming, ordered by the Almighty Yahuah to present words of comfort of saying this is the Almighty Father's plan unfolding, to present words to help them understand how they are to govern themselves even in the midst and in the face of widespread destruction and death. Each of us have a point and a place, my brothers and sisters. Some of us will not like it. This is why it's important for us to move beyond just thinking about the physical. Understand the dynamics of the inward man. Understand the fullness of our spirit. Understand the realities of the plan of the Almighty Father. My brothers and sisters, there are processes and details. If you want to know more, begin to ask questions. Consider the words I present often. Post it on the bottom of these slides. Before I inquire and ask, I want you to look at these words at the bottom, or listen, my brothers and sisters. Belief, see, focus, hear, listen, time, who, what, why, where, how, when. Use these words and questions or in your inquiries, my brothers and sisters, for they will bring out what's inside of individuals as we meet one another, as we examine one another. It will help describe and it will help identify the wolves in sheep clothing. It will expose those with hidden agendas and egos and pride that they will not let go. These words will contribute to deliverance from strongholds and weights that would hold us back as we find ourselves in movement. My brothers and sisters, timing is critical. It's time to discern. It's time to know when, how, and when to act. If you are receiving this message, it is for a reason. You have now been endowed with the responsibility and accountability of how you handle words that come to you, if indeed they are from the Almighty Father Yahuah in Yahusha's name. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, consider subscribing to White Rose family. Consider becoming a part of the plan that is unfolding. And if you believe that the Spirit of the Almighty Father is indeed working in us, through us, one towards another, consider sharing this information with others. Consider handling your responsibility of receiving this message with wisdom and passing it on to others to prepare for such a time as this. I ask for your support. Many of you have skills, resources, supplies that can contribute towards the movement of Yashar'al. Let us begin to talk about how those will indeed be functional now and going forward. I ask for your financial support to build that central communication hub, to build a mechanism which assists Yashar'al in transitioning as we find ourselves being gathered. I ask your financial support to assist with establishing a point of reference in the Commonwealth of Virginia where there will be containers used as container homes until such time as we will load them. They will be loaded up on ships and we will witness a great mass of set apart ones, saved individuals, chosen by the Almighty Father, load up on container ships. And if you compare transportation mechanisms, my brothers and sisters, you will see that a plane can hold so many, that a cruise ship can hold at best 3,000 to 5,000, but a container ship can hold upwards of 100,000 individuals. We will be prepared mentally, spiritually, and physically to load up on container ships and make our way towards the promised land. And the two witnesses of Revelation will emerge, and their ministry will present all that is necessary for binding Yashar'al together in unity, all that is necessary for strengthening the position of those who will be martyrs for Yahusha's name, all that is necessary to bring Yashar'al together. The two witnesses will be I am compelled to believe, the final shepherds before the physical return of Yahusha Mashyach. And I believe they will venture into Jerusalem, telling the brothers and sisters that who are so excited, thinking that they're supposed to be in Jerusalem waiting for the Mashyach. I believe the two witnesses will be saying, no, you're in the wrong place. Come out of Jerusalem. Come to the area where the Almighty Father has drawn his children for destruction, and widespread death is coming to its final point. I believe they will speak these words and much more. Yashar'al, Yashar'al, timing is critical. I used in the recording the words use it or lose it. Resources, supplies, finances, wealth that we have now will come to an end when the mark of the beast emerge. So use what you have to support, to be a part of, or to sponsor the movement, the actions of those led by the Almighty Father. Use it or lose it. Even in death, you cannot take it with you. So make some critical decisions, O Yashar'al. Discern. Know how and when to act. I conclude with this, my brothers and sisters. Choose wisely. Choose wisely, my brothers and sisters. Pray earnestly. Seek to discern. Know how to vet, how to examine, how to identify those being led by the Spirit of the Almighty Father. In the name of Yahusha, O Yashar'al, I come before you. My name is Symmanayah, and I cannot stress enough, there are no rewind buttons. Stay tuned, for there is much to announce. Even as your spirit stirs, we will see other brothers and sisters' spirits stirring, and they will proclaim, they will announce, they will speak, as the Spirit of the Most High will give them utterance. And all that is needed to be said will come before our ears and eyes. And we who are those among the end-time children of the Almighty Father, we will grow in discernment, and we will learn how to respond with accuracy in the coming days. Will there be those that will fall away? Yes. Will there be those who will stumble and fall to their final physical death? Yes, there will. Will there be those who will quick to receive and embrace correction and reproof and be renewed by the power of the blood of the Lamb, Yahusha, by the power of his set-apart spirit working in us? There will be. Pray and watch, O Yashar'al. On that note, I salute your patience, your tolerance, your fortitude to pursue set-apartness. And I say to you, my family, of which I am glad to be a part of, the set-apart family of the children of Yahuah. In Yahusha's name, I say to you, Shalum.